Journal entry, Day 4, Rocky Road. We had another good night of sleep before we decided to head out this morning. A few different things we had planned today. But before anything, we decided we wanted to go and check out the museum. Mom had told me about it and wanted me to visit. I know if I told her I came, it'd make her happy. So we went by, paid our way in. We went around looking. They had fossils of different Pokemon, like Aerodactyl. They had some Kabutos and some Kabutops and different Pokemon that had been extinct for years. Upstairs they had a model of a spaceship. That was pretty cool. What it has to do with fossils, I don't know, but meteorites, different things. So I talked to one of the men and he said this month they were running a space exhibit. Overall, it was a good visit. Journal entry, Day 4. After we visited the museum, we went right back to training. Not that my Pokemon need the training. I think they could take on anything. They could take on the league now and win, no problem. During our training, we came across a time where we almost lost Hornet fighting up against a Rattata. I managed to get switched out in time, just barely missing losing Hornet. Journal entry day 4. We spent most of our morning training. We wanted to be prepared for the gym leader. I didn't know anything about him. Didn't know what type of Pokemon he used or which ones he had. So we wanted to make sure we were prepared. Journal entry day 4. After some training this morning and a good time of warming up, we felt that we were ready to go and take on the gym. We didn't think anything could stop us. We were prepared for everything. Little did I know how wrong I really was. As we made our way into the gym, it was as though we had walked into a cave. The floor was the ground, lots of rocks. We made our way up to the gym leader, but before we got there we were stopped by another man, saying the only way I could fight gym leader Brock was to beat him. It's in out of Geodude. After seeing this Geodude and the way the gym was laid out, I was sure this was going to be a rock type gym. We switched. I decided to go ahead and let Hornet go. Try Poison Sting, see if we could get the Geodude poisoned. It did very little. I knew this was going to be tough. So we sent out Rattata. Geodude, with its already high defense, was using moves to make its defense even higher. Rufus put up just a little bit better than than Hornet did. After a few more rounds, we decided it is time to switch again. So we sent Rocky out. Even Rocky, who was super effective against the rock types with his fighting moves, wasn't doing a whole lot. I had to sit there and think. This isn't even the gym leader. This is just one of the members of the gym. And we're having a hard time. As we beat his Geodude and he was about to send out a Sandshrew, we switched back to Hornet. Hoping to get the poison in. And it worked. After that, we decided to give Rufus another shot. It seemed as though this trainer was going the same method as he did earlier, using the defense curl to raise his Pokemon's defense. But that does nothing against the poison. Rufus was determined to finish this battle. It was getting close. But in the end, Rufus won. We collected our winnings and After the battle, Kakuna started to glow. And out from the cocoon came the Beedrill. Man, Hornet looked so cool. And I could tell he was strong. He learned the move Fury Attack right away. We decided to let Rathalos go first against the gym leader. We went up and started talking. He introduced himself as Brock. And he even threw in a few puns of what type of Pokemon he used, if I hadn't already figured it out. He only had 2 Pokemon against my 4. There was no way he was going to win. Sent out Rathalos. And as strong as Rathalos was, his attacks seemed to do very, very little to the opposing Geodude. I knew gym leaders would be tough, but I could never have imagined that they would be in a level all their own. Our strategy finally worked. We used Ember until the Geodude had managed to get burnt. Any extra damage was going to be quite a bit of help here. After that battle, I decided to let Rathalos rest for a little while. We sent out Rocky. Rocky being the perfect type to take on his massive Onix. And in that battle, Rocky grew enough to learn a new move. He learned Karate Chop. We were getting better all the time. I was beginning to wonder if anyone could beat us. And with that, we received our first badge. Not only did we get a badge, he gave us a what was called a TM, a technical machine. He said if I used it, it would teach my Pokemon how to use a move. But it's only good for one time. With that, we set off. Made our way back to the Pokemon Center. My Pokemon fought hard and they needed a good rest. We put Hornet back out front. We wanted to see what all Hornet could do. We made our way on down the road. We were stopped by a man. It was Professor Oak's aide. He ran and caught up with us to deliver some running shoes. Well, this will make things much better. My old shoes are getting worn out. I know I won't be able to do much in them. He'd left a letter with it. It said, "Dear Dragix, here is a pair of running shoes. From my beloved challenger. Remember, I'll always cheer for you. Don't ever give up. From Mom." As we made our way through the path, there seemed to be many more challengers along the way. Challengers that looked like they were going to be tough. But we made our way through one by one, taking them out like they were nothing. With Hornet's evolution, he became so much stronger. We just continued to battle, one right after another. Journal entry day 4. It was already beginning to get a little on the late side. It seemed like we hadn't done as much today as we had been. But the more I think about it, the more we did. We did visit the museum. Hornet evolved. We beat our first gym leader. Got my first badge. We've taken on quite a few trainers since then. I'm trying my best to make it to the cave before the nightfall. From my understanding, there's a Pokemon Center that we can stay at. We are already seeing new Pokemon that we had not encountered before. It's amazing to learn about the different habitats that Pokemon live in. Some like the fields, some like the sea, some like the woods. It's amazing to see all the different places they live. We found a small patch of grass as we tried to find a new Pokemon to catch. This girl named Robin jumped out of a bush and scared the living daylights out of me. Her Pokemon looked strong. But nothing that our Pokemon couldn't handle. I could tell my Pokemon were getting tired. They've had a long day of battling. And without even thinking, I had managed to defeat the first Pokemon in this area. The one I needed to catch. But we made our way on up through here. Looking around as we went. And we'd finally found the cave. Mount Moon. And from what I'd heard, it was right. There was a Pokemon Center right next to it. So I went in and we talked to the nurse Joy here. She took care of my Pokemon. They're all so very nice. Very sweet, natured. And with that, I think we were going to call it a day. We had done a quite a bit today. We made it through Pewter City, went and visited the museum. We fought at the gym. Hornet evolved into a bee drill. Won my first badge, and we made it to the cave. All in all, it's been a pretty good day, but it seems that the battles are getting harder. It's getting harder to train. It just makes for a more exciting day tomorrow. But again, until then, we need to rest, need our sleep, and hoping tomorrow will be just as exciting as today was.